Whatever. Welcome to Pro and Noob, where we like to be wrong on purpose.
At least you admit it. That's nice.
No, I'm speaking for you.
Welcome back again to Pro and Noob. We are on the Serpo arc of DanDaDan, Season 1. So episodes 8, 9, 10. I apologize to the DanDaDan gang for what Jarod is about to say.
What do you think Jarod is about to say?
This man is... how do I put this? This man will bat for a franchise that starts off every time with, we must destroy the big ball.
Oh my God.
We have to destroy the big ball.
In 50 years, there have been 3 big balls.
Yeah.
There have been 3 big balls on screen in 50 years. That's not
actually that's a lie. That's a lie.
No, it's not.
It's been 4 big balls.
Death Star 2, Starkiller Base.
You're forgetting Phantom Menace.
That doesn't count. That's completely different.
There's a giant ball in the middle of it that's surrounded by a part of a ball. It's not my fault.
It's a battleship. Whatever. Welcome to Pro and Noob, where we like to be wrong on purpose.
At least you admit it. That's nice.
No, I'm speaking for you. I am right all the time.
Don't do that. That's just. No, you're not.
But no, Mitch. Tell the people what you think I'm about to say.
They all know exactly what you're about to say, Jarod.
No, Mitch.
Especially that one guy on the first episode.
Tell them.
I'm gonna buff that one guy to 2 guys, so it's no longer just the one guy. So you're no longer getting one guy here.
No, tell them what you think I'm going to say. I want to hear what you're expecting from me. Sincerely, I want to hear it.
I mean, I expect you to slut shame a woman for having her shoulders out, because I wasn't aware this was the fucking 1800s still. Don't you give me that look, Mr. BDSM slutty nurse principal.
Oh, that one. I was like...
It's like, what's slutty about having your shoulders out, Jarod? Do you explain to the people why women can't show their ankle again? No, I'm sure that would go fantastically down in America right now.
I just want to make sure. Yeah, it's definitely just her shoulders.
Yeah, it's just the shoulders, yeah.
Yeah, not the rest of that insane fucking outfit.
I mean,
with the collar attached to nothing and her boobs hanging out and the crazy thighs. In fact,
I will give you a break. I'll give you a break.
And you've been a bad boy to the fucking janitor. Yeah.
Why are we kink shaming?
It's her shoulders.
Why are we kink shaming? Why are we kink shaming?
Well, Mitch, I'm glad you're going to put me, the queer co-host, on the spot here to deal with this during Pride Month.
Don't weaponize that.
I'm so glad you're going to make me have a conversation about bringing kink around children during Pride Month, Mitch. I really appreciate you making me a proud bisexual man have to explain kink around kids during Pride. I'm really glad you're putting me in this position, Mitch. I'm really glad you're doing this to me.
Wow. A woman can't have her shoulders out. God damn.
Yep, women can't have her shoulders out.
Damn.
Yep, and her
I
yams,
have that forever on the internet now.
And her yams are just falling out of her weird little dress, and she's got. Don't stop being intentionally obtuse with me like this. I refuse to be gaslit like this anymore.
There's no gaslighting going on. You're saying she can't dress like that.
At work, when work is a school, yes, I am, Mitch. Yes, I am.
It's a uniform.
people to get in the comments and tell me I'm not fucking crazy at this point.
I will give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll give you some Lego in this. In the manga, when it's drawn and there's no colors, it doesn't look like this. No one was expecting the color just to be separated. And it's like, that's a choice. But it's just shoulders and a bit of cleavage. Come off it. Come off it. Mister, I'm not a prude. Okay. Okay.
And a paddle. And the thigh-high boots. And
what's wrong with thigh-highs?
Slits in the skirt. Mitch, come on. Come on.
Stop saying come on and explain it, Jarod.
I don't think I have to explain myself right now.
Oh, interesting. So I've got to explain what you're going to say.
You've been a naughty boy. Do I have to punish you? Is all the explanation I need.
Not a janitor. She's the school nurse. School nurse, disciplinary person.
Yeah, the nurse principal disciplinary person. A position I'm sure is there in every single school in Japan.
I mean, I imagine so. My hero's got one.
I can't do this shit anymore.
Are you a Funko Pop right now? Because your head was just like...
I just... Mitch went, the show isn't going to torment Jarod. So I need to make up for it.
I mean, by the sounds of it, the show is tormenting you.
It's not tormenting me. I thought this arc was great. This is my favorite arc so far.
Well, that's genuinely surprises me. Genuinely surprises me. I like to hear it because it's a good arc, but that genuinely surprises me.
It had all the... again, like I've been saying, I have to get through every single trope I don't like about anime to get to the good stuff.
Which is really funny because this one does not do a lot of the tropes.
Almost the entire first episode, the entire arc is dominated by the trope I hate so far with this show.
You said all the tropes. No, the trope you hate, sure, but I'm just saying the show as a whole generally subverts the tropes.
Sure, but I guess, dude, I just, please tell me this is the last time they hate each other for half an episode for no fucking
They don't hate each other.
Mitch, I need you to stop doing this.
Jarod,
I need you to stop doing this. I love you so much.
I'm not doing a bit. I'm not doing a bit.
I need you to stop doing this.
I'm being very pedantic here. They do not hate each other in this arc.
Okay. Please tell me this is the last time.
They do not hate each other in the last arc. They do not hate each other in the last arc of this season.
Okay. We can be pedantic. Please tell me this is the last time in the show where there is a ridiculous
this is the last time that
misunderstanding
Momo has a You say ridiculous.
Yes, it is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It is so incredibly contrived. This was the most contrived thing to happen.
Everything is contrived.
Ira tries to put the moves on Okarun. Ken.
It's really funny. The voice message you sent earlier, you said Ira wrong, but now you're saying Ira right, but now it's Okarun that has it mispronounced. That's really funny to me.
So Ira tries to put the moves on Okarun, and they fall down on top of each other. That is the most contrived.
Because she takes his leg out.
Sure, but it's the most contrived thing for Momo to be like, oh my God.
But it's exploring Momo's emotional immaturity.
I understand.
That's her downfall. That's her weakness.
I understand that. And I like that. I like that as her fatal flaw. But you literally could have just had it been that like Ira and Okarun were just like kicking it. Just normal, just like, hey man, what's going on? I'm doing all right. Oh yeah. And then she gets jealous over that and gets resentful over that. if there's going to be some, again, we spend more than half of the episode with her like being angry with Okorun and like throwing a temper tantrum over it and being so out of the zone that she almost like lets them die multiple times because she's too focused on being jealous. At the very least, let it be something believable. Like, then that's my thing.
Fairness was Ira's mistake. That was Ira's mistake, that one. Granted, Ira doesn't know, but that was Ira's mistake.
Yeah, but she comes in hot. She comes in hot and distracted already.
She does. Yeah, she does. She does.
And that's my thing. And again, I understand like the heightened reality of anime. That's fine. That's whatever. It's just this specific dynamic is just so jarringly not my thing in media in general. And then we take it that extra step up because of the art form that it makes it even more jarring and even harder for me to engage with. And like I said before, I really am liking this show. I like these characters a lot. I like the dynamics. I like what is being explored within it. It's just I just have to get through 3 layers of lead-lined, annoying-ass anime tropes to get to the good shit. And it's kind of draining. And once I get through we're in business. We're in business.
I would tell you, it's not exactly the same in the next arc for the last 2 to close out the season.
Last 2 episodes. Like I said, I'm really liking it. You know, I think, you know, again, when we get past the, you know, we're going to find the most contrived reasons for them to be at odds. Get through that. Get through, you know, they almost die because people say the name Ken Takakura. You know, we have the.
I'm sorry, it's just funny.
Just funny. Can I be real? Funny. Can I be real with you for a second? I'm not going to name names. I knew people in high school who did this. I knew people in middle school who would do me. You said their name, but I knew people who did that.
That makes it even funnier.
So I think that's part of why I have so little patience for this.
Possibly,
I almost
but that just makes it even funnier.
Who did that back then. I almost put hands on them back then because it was so fucking annoying. And like seeing it in this show, I truly think that's it. I think if it weren't for the fact that I actually knew people who did that, I would not care. Or at the very least, I'd be like, funnier. Oh, this is obnoxious and annoying, whatever. Like, I'd be able to go, okay, we're finding another contrived reason for them to not like each other. Fine, whatever, moving on. I think I'd be able to handle it like that. I knew people who did this, and that makes it more annoying. I think that's what makes it so egregious to me.
That makes it even funnier.
I'm not putting anybody's names out there, especially because y'all are civilians and you're not talking on microphones every week.
It was Travis, wasn't it?
It was not Travis.
Spencer.
It's not. Listen, Mitch, I wouldn't have a podcast with them, okay? They're not coming on my show.
I don't know.
I'm not letting them on my show. Not coming on my show.
Just makes it funny.
I'm not going to make the joke I was about to make. I will save that for when we're off air. But like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But no.
Do you know what I'm genuinely surprised at?
What are you genuinely surprised at?
Not that we've really had the time to do it, but in the initial reactions that I get sent, that I either sink into my chair with like cringing, just like, oh, for fuck's sake, or I'm laughing at you because it's just generally funny. Not once have you mentioned the ending of the middle of this arc. See, that wasn't a point of contention. The ending of the second episode.
Where they like get caught in the hallway?
Yeah.
Well, a couple things there.
Not just to recycle the conversations we've had before.
No. This
fascinates me.
Listen, if I were making this show, would I have made the teenage girls have to fight the underwater monsters in their underwear? No. But there's an organic, we're underwater, clothes are weighing us down to it. Again, those are all choices made by the creators. Choices I find weird. I wouldn't do it. I think it's weird. I think it's weird. You chose to make the show about teenagers, and you're choosing to take their clothes off. We're choosing to make the show about these kids' genitals. Whatever. Fine. Sure.
You say it in the worst way as well.
I'm describing what happens in the show, unfortunately. I am unfortunately saying what happens. I'm not going to call it a banana. They want Ken's dick and balls and the ladies' uteri, and I'm not going to say it's not that. I'm not going
just banana.
Sure, bananas. This show is bananas. Okay. So I understand the practicality of it. I also, again, there's also, this feels so much less compromising of a position.
Which is really interesting to me.
You know?
I think it's more compromising. Well, with the way Momo and Ken Okarun end up.
Well, again, I'm of two minds, and I'm going to get to that specifically. I'm of two minds with a lot of it, and that's one of my sticking points that I'll get to in a second. The reason to me it's less compromising is these kids were not forced to take off their clothes. You know, like Okaruns get blasted off. You know, it wasn't the objective is strip him. It's we're holding him down with our psychic shit, and it's like battering his clothes away. So sure, again, choice made. I understand the choice, whatever. With the ladies, they fully choose to. With the ladies, it's we are fighting underwater. Our like flowy clothes are going to weigh us down. Like we need to go into bathing suit mode. Fine. So it's not compromising there for me. It's also such a pitched battle that it is so much less we're here to take your banana and more you're in our way. Because we came for this guy because he's powered. And we specifically want to experiment on him because he's powered. Mm-hmm. It is not, we are going to strip you. We are going to chain you in a compromising position. We are going to use telepathy to arouse you to allow us to do this. It is, we're in a fight underwater. It is practical to take off some clothing.
Fair.
Choices are made. I find them questionable. But it's not inherently sexualized, and it's not directly compromising. Okarun is in his own bucket for a lot of it. Because while he is buck-ass naked, and we see his Oko buns quite a few times.
His turbo buns.
Turbo buns. There is an element of it being played for laughs because, again, it's different this time than it was with the Turbo Granny stuff. You know, Turbo Granny, he's kind of like intentionally assailed by her, where here it is, we need to get this kid down, and just by virtue, we're like it's destroying his clothing. So there's kind of the happenstance of, oh no, a ridiculous series of events took place and now I'm naked, that I do think you can still glean humor from and it not be in poor taste. He also is not directly sexualized in that position. It is just the like, I'm a teenager and I don't want anybody to see me naked.
Mm.
You know, the awkwardness is played up here. So again, if I were writing this show, this whole arc where everybody's either naked or in their underwear doesn't happen like this. They're just in their clothes.
And they die because of water resistance.
Hey, guess what? The teenage girl with pink hair has the evil demon spirit aura of a terrifying fucking kaiju ballerina with super speed. So maybe water resistance isn't that big a fucking deal.
It's a fair point.
You know, it's just like it's stuff like that where I get to that, like, oh, why is there fire in space? Why are the bombs dropping in space? I don't know. That guy's a fucking wizard. That guy's a wizard with a laser sword. Why the fuck do we care?
Why did these torpedoes suddenly just go for them?
There is a reason for that, but that's not the point.
Of course, that fucking is Star Wars. God damn. Anyway,
just saying the internal gravity of the Death Star, but
still makes no sense.
That stuff. However, and again, maybe this is me trying to English teacher my way out of feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but I do think that we're coming back around on these themes from earlier about like pubescent sexuality and intimacy, not just sexual, but just like emotional.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to see these moments of characters being in some way, shape, or form compromised to varying degrees as itself a metaphor for opening up. Because again, guy is naked on, guy ends up on top of girl in crazy circumstances is a worn out, stupid gag. I've even seen people whose sexual politics I think are bad complain about it in Justice League whenever Flash ends up on top of Wonder Woman, shit like that.
Yeah, that sucked. Yeah.
But again, I think it is something that we've all kind of collectively agreed on culturally is played out and weird. The way it is presented here, again, tropey, I don't know if I would have written it this way, but the way it's framed is very much, it feels like it's trying to evoke feelings of intimacy and openness. And again, not necessarily sexual intimacy, but just this idea of like, in this moment, despite however much at odds Momo and Okarun were at earlier, these two people care about each other deeply.
Mm-hmm.
And it is because of their implicit trust of each other and safety around each other were they able to win and survive this whole situation. And when they escape those circumstances, they survive by being because of that intimacy. That they are in each other's arms, laid bare to the other one. And I think there's something really poignant and beautiful to that. And I think that it is not by accident. Again, I might be English teachering my way out of, anime is weird about teenagers. That could be true. I don't think I'm wrong.
No. It's exactly the point.
So yeah, like, again, would I have told the story this way? Probably not. Would I have told this story if I was making this and it was live action and I had like 27-year-olds playing 17-year-olds? Even then, I'd feel weird about it. That said, the Riverdale, this shit. DanDaDan.
Oh, never say that again. Ever. Never say that again.
Make those edits. Make those edits, kids.
No. Do you know what I'm going to do?
I want a DanDaDan edited poster on my desk by noon tomorrow. When you all see.
Do you know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
Every time you say that, I'm bleeping it out. No one's ever going to hear it. Just the entire thing.
But yeah, I think that was the angle. I think that was the intent. And again,
you are correct. Yeah,
I don't. The choices I wouldn't have made myself, but I think I understand what it's going for, and I appreciate it for that. I think there's also a brilliance to juxtaposing it with Ira, who I don't think is as emotionally developed as these two.
What gave that away? Mrs. I read my dad's porn magazines in his office.
Sure, that. But what I was more getting at was like the emotional development of like, she, obviously if they're a bunch of teenagers, so they're reacting to like, oh my God, like I don't want to see Okaroon's dick, Jesus Christ. Wish he was still a Ken doll. But there's all of that, sure. But what I think sets her apart is that while Okaroon and Momo in the moment are able to, this is weird, whatever, fuck it. We got to do what we got to do. I trust you, whatever.
Yeah.
She can't get past constantly coming back to like, hey guys, look, we're naked, where it's just kind of, it's very matter of fact for them. Like Okaroon, there's a sense of like modesty and like I'm exposing myself to you guys. Like you guys should feel safe to do this, but like I'm like naked, and I am like I am the odd one out because my stuff is out, as opposed to y'all who still have some coverage. And it comes back to him being very, just as a person, very courteous and very aware of like treating the people around him with respect. Him immediately offering to sell off his parts for the fighting shrimp mercenary. I loved that beat for him a lot. I really like that as a character moment. But like, well, she is like unable to understand intimacy beyond the performance of like physical intimacy and like what that and like trying to approximate it. Okaroon and Momo are like, yeah, like, okay, we're naked now. It doesn't matter because like the objective is this, and so I like that a lot. What are the aliens in this one again? What are they called?
The Serpo.
The Serpo.
Serpo, yeah.
That is because I know that's a real one, like real in terms of like UFO culture.
They're also Ultraman aliens.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, that's why they're they're lifted straight from Ultraman. I think so is the mantis shrimp guy. I know he's either that or he's from Godzilla. It's one of the two.
Well, I was gonna say, the creature design in this show is so fucking cool. I love it so much.
Did you like Shin Godzilla Nessie?
Yeah, I did. I really liked a lot of that stuff. I just want to call attention to. I thought it was a lot of fun. I loved the boxer mercenary so much. That was so fun. I was having fun with him, just kind of being this fun jobber, and then they were like, "We're cutting your pay." No, I was like, "All right, don't humanize him too much." I just let me watch this guy get beat up. I don't, don't.
No, we humanize him.
Don't tell me Bosk has a family. Like I don't need to know.
Of course, he has a family.
But I was glad that when they did it, it was then followed up with like, and we're gonna help him out. Like that made me really happy. Because I am somebody who, if I think about it for too long, start to get guilty. At a point. In Act 3 of Baldur's Gate, I try not to kill too many of the Flaming Fist because they don't know their boss is a villain. They don't know their boss is like an evil fucking demigod. That's not their fault. I from time to time will go, oh, I'm sure that stormtrooper had a kid. Oops, sorry.
You are.
I wish your dad wasn't a fascist and he didn't pull a gun on me, but them's the breaks.
You are a cartoon character.
What?
You are a cartoon character.
What do you mean?
I say that in the nicest way. Just the pixels have feelings. Oh no. This make-believe Gestapo has got a child somewhere. I feel bad. You don't know your cult leader's a villain. I'm not going to hurt you.
I didn't say I'm not going to hurt you. I said I would like to avoid doing it. I said I would like to avoid doing it. I will still drop a level 4 Divine Smite on a motherfucker. I just don't want to have to.
Yeah, but all that and even before, it was, I find it really hard to play villains in video games. On one hand, we got Elon Musk not wanting to play GTA because you run over and kill cops. Then there's you. We have the complete opposite side of the same spectrum. And they're both funny as fuck.
I beat my Dark Urge Baldur's Gate.
More endearing than the other.
I beat my Dark Urge Baldur's Gate playthrough last night. And after I killed my romance partner personally, and then used my evil magic.
Jennifer English?
Huh?
Jennifer English?
No. I didn't romance Shadowheart for my dirge. I did, however, use my evil psychic powers to make her jump off of a floating gigantic brain like 300 miles in the air.
That's just mean.
I killed my whole party. But after you win it, like the Dark Urge goes on this killing spree through Baldur's Gate, and it's the only time you see a child killed on screen. And they tee it up because you see this child running away from the carnage before you land on the ground because the huge battle that's already going on. And I muttered to myself, please don't show me this. And Taylor literally went, you don't get to say that anymore. You did not sink 58 hours into this playthrough just to say, please don't show me the kid dying. You've killed too many people to say everybody but the kids. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that.
Thank God you have Taylor. You know that, don't you?
Yeah. She's neat.
Now you just had to start acting on the lessons that she's actively telling you.
Listen, man, the only time you'll ever see me pick a dark side thing is in Star Wars because more often than not, it ends up being bad guy on bad guy violence.
Factually wrong because it's not the only time, is it?
Until now with fucking Baldur's Gate,
you played the bad guy in trivia stuff.
I'm not hurting anybody, and I'm also not a heel anymore. I'm a tweener. I'm like
I wonder what you got. I thought you could say twink. I was like,
no. I'm an otter. First of all, I'm an otter verging on bear, but
otter's a thing.
I'm more bear than otter, if I'm being honest. Yeah, it's the middle ground, like Joe Organa. Joe Organa's an otter.
Well, what does the otter part mean? I get the bear.
It's you got the bear characteristics, but you're on the slenderer side.
Okay, I thought you were going to you lay on your back like this. Just is it because you smash stuff on your back? Is that where you're getting otter from? What's going on?
Oh my God, that's fucking great.
You know how they literally smash clams on their backs?
But no. So
no, I was I'm
a tweener. I'm a tweener. That is in wrestling. You're basically an anti-hero. You're not. You're too much. You got too much of a hard edge to be a babyface, but you're not evil enough to be a heel. Tweener.
Fair.
But CM Punk, he's a tweener. Bad example. People who watch EC will get it. But yeah, no, I like this arc a lot. I thought it had a lot of heart. I really liked the character design. I also realized, starting the third episode we watched today, that I think I've seen all the monsters in the credit sequence now.
I think you're missing one. I think one might not be there. I'm not sure.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up on my end. The intro.
I can't remember if they're actually in the intro or not. It might not be. Not that it's inherently a monster.
I'm just excited to be like, hey, look how far I've gotten. I promise this is an excuse.
You are 2 away from season 1.
I promise this is an excuse for me to get my fix of the theme song, despite hearing it 3 times already. All right, so there are the Serpos. There's the sumo monster.
You have the Serpos, you have Turbo Granny, you have the crab, you have the weird...
I'm doing them in the order I'm seeing them. So I got Serpos, sumo, crab.
Oh yeah, Flatwoods, yeah.
Turbo Granny.
And say you'll have the Nessie Serpo hybrid.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I might be wrong. I don't think it's actually in the credits. It's a fair enough reason why, but I don't think it's in the credits.
God, what an intro sequence, man. Shit's so good.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's just criminally good. Okay, and then we're back to the Serpos, but in their disguises. The best part of the intro where it's fucking Carlton dance in the background with Momo doing a little...
She's doing a little Rihanna jig.
Doing a little shimmy, which is so funny. Okay, Silky, Boxer, then that's the hybrid from the end of the second episode with the green background.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it for the monsters in the credits.
That's interesting.
There's Turbo Granny.
I get why. Yeah. So I get why it's not in there. You'll find out, obviously.
No, that's fine. I was just, like I said, it just occurred to me that, like, when I was watching the third episode, that I was like, I recognize all of them now. I just thought that just excited me. That it gave me a feeling of like, oh, like whatever's in this last one is gonna be fucking crazy because they didn't show it in the credits.
It's not crazy. It's not that crazy. It's a nice, like, more down to earth arc you got coming up.
But I'm excited. I'm
very
excited.
Weird one.
This arc was really good. This is a lot of fun.
It still surprises me.
You'll find him full of surprises.
I would have really thought Acro Silky would have been the one.
Acro Silky's great.
Just because episode 7 is like everyone's favorite episode.
It's really good. I like this arc a lot.
That's fair. That's fair. I really like this arc. I like the whole idea of it. Bringing in Nessie, more aliens.
Oh, and Okuran's like fucking Pepe Sylvia crash out. I felt represented.
What, where he's like...
wait a minute, I figured it out. Because if there's all these aliens, and there's all these aliens, and here's the Earth, and here's all these fucking monsters, you know, like, I figured it out. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. And I hope he's right.
How do you feel about the mechanics of having your nut returned to you by picture?
I didn't think about it. So ridiculous. Absurd. Again, that was a fire in space, sound in space conversation where I was just like, fine, fuck it, whatever, man. Go for it.
Then he has to jump.
I will say, I will find it a little contrived if like.
Oh, that's your word of the season, isn't it? For this one.
No, my word. No, I mean, for this arc, contrived maybe, but the word of this season has been genre conventions.
Fair. But you said contrived more for this one, and
I mean, I if he guesses fully correctly and he gets it right that the yote or what's or what's the thing? Is that right?
Yokai.
Yote is the fucking game. If it's the yokai keeping the aliens away, that's cool. If he just fully no scopes the aliens have my balls because they're scared of the yokai, I'm gonna be like, okay. I've guessed some crazy shit based on some like thinly connected evidence before myself, but that's a little much. But sure, whatever.
Okay. Well,
I would say, Jarod, there's no fucking baby Bachman Stubbs, I guess, doesn't have a lot of room to be like, there wasn't a whole lot of evidence to that conclusion. You were right, but
Mrs. is Ray his mum? No. Fucking just snipes that one out of thin fucking air. So Okarun can't do that.
Yeah. That's it. I'm realizing that in real time, that I did that on this very program.
You did. It fucked me up as well. This piece of shit. Fucking god damn it.
Like I said, I redeemed myself for not picking up on the Unit 1 stuff. I was like, oh yeah, he just fully figured out the whole show. And then I ran away from that theory because I was like, I came up with that too quickly. That can't be it.
Little did he know. If only you could go back in time, eh?
And stop. It's like the Walter White meme, like, no, Jarod, don't listen to Last Song Standing again. Wait.
Yeah, that would be the moment. Yeah. What a different conversation we would have had.
You have to stop me from going, man, I'm in a Kendrick mood. I'm so happy with GNX. I got to listen to Last Song Standing again.
Literally just anything else. Just listen to anything
Listen to like a dissect season about an album, not LSS. Mind you, I still got to listen to today's episode because that's my favorite song from that album they're covering. Did Savior.
But that's, I believe, you've exhausted everything.
Yep.
Yeah. Nothing else.
I hate the Ten Tucker a bit. It's so bad. So bad.
Joyless motherfucker. Absolutely joyless. Absolutely joyless.
They weren't even a weeb.
You don't have to be.
No, I mean to do that exact thing in the real world in my presence. They weren't even.
Yeah, you don't have to be. Don't have to be. It's fine. I assume they were like reflective white, like horrifically white. Yeah, you can tell. No one other than white people acts like that. I don't know why.
And apparently people written by Japanese people.
Sure, but with how people get around like the idols and stuff in Japan, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't it be here? Like that sort of celebrity culture, yeah. Especially the type of like person Momo is, yeah, I kind of get it. The whole Gyaru angle.
The words you're saying aren't in the Bible. I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you remember Scene Kids? They're like an offshoot of Emo Kids. They're like late 2010s. Yeah, that's essentially what Gyarus are in Japan.
Oh,
like counterculture, fashion stuff.
Okay.
That's why Muku had the makeup like that in the first one. And also it's fake tan. She's not actually a person of color. But
I want to. Okay,
I think
I'm going to say something, and it's going to sound like I'm making the joke, but the joke is not at the condition. The joke is at me thinking it at first and going, "That's probably not it," and I was right. For about a second and a half when we first saw her, I thought she had vitiligo, and I was like,
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, I think that's just some wild makeup. But for like a half a second.
Yeah, it's just some wild makeup, yeah.
But no, there you go. Like I said, the joke isn't that. The joke is I thought it, and I'm wrong.
Also, Miku and Muku are great in this episode. I adore them. They're funny as fuck.
Yeah, they're all right.
You are factually incorrect.
I said they're all right.
Yeah, you're incorrect. They are fucking funny. They are good friends.
Sure.
And they're smart. So.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Yep. Go find
Maybe Jarod will find his balls next week. We don't know.
I've had my balls, man. I stand on nothing but business. I have my balls. I'm balled up.
Have you checked? All right.
Go find your balls.
Happy Pride Month.